Okay, well, I'll break it down a little bit. First, it starts talking about the deceiver, or the devil, as we know him, is chained up and he's thrown into a bottomless pit by a strong angel, and it must be quite a strong angel, I would imagine. And then it goes on to talk about, and he's there for 1,000 years, and then it goes on to talk about at the beginning of the 1,000 years, the resurrection of those who believe in God, those who've taken Jesus on in their hearts, and how they're up in heaven and they're helping God out up there, basically. And then at the end of the 1,000 years, it comes to say about those who've rebelled against God, who've chosen not to take God into their hearts, and what will happen then, what's going to happen then. So Satan comes back and he's deceiving them again, and God's people are attacked and the holy city is attacked. So it sounds not so great.
Okay.
And there's a huge fire, and Satan and his co-leaders are thrown in.
Okay.
Then it goes on to say about who will be destroyed in the final fire. Those who rebelled against God. So all the other ones who are around that rebelled against God. I mean, it doesn't get much better for them, does it, really? It just goes from bad to worse.
Okay.
And then finally, death and the grave are also destroyed by the fire. So this is called the second death, and then there's no more death.
Yeah.
I mean, that's finally, there's something good. There's no more death after that.
At the very end, there's no more
At the
death.
very end, there's no more death.
This sounded so bad we gave it to Sarah because we thought she'd make it sound nice. Thanks, Sarah, so much.
I don't know how.
It sounds like an R-rated violent movie. In fact, the only movie I could think of to illustrate today's topic was End of Days by Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's rated R, and I just couldn't even put the trailer on for today's show. But that's what it's really like, isn't it? It's a shocker. Ben, just in 30 seconds, tell us here. It is an R-rated movie, so tell us about it.
Well, I think that even though it sounds so shocking, the big point of it is God's rescue. And at the end of all of this, God's trying to bring us back to the point that if we put our trust in him, he'll save us. One of my favourite scriptures in the whole Bible is John 10, verse 10. And it says, God came to give us life and life more abundantly. That's a good life here on earth and a great eternity in heaven.
So the purpose of Jesus Christ coming 2,000 years ago was life, wasn't it? And we shouldn't be talking about fire at Christmas, Neil.
No, look, I don't think so. In fact, I think, with all the focus, Revelation 20 is about, to be sure, about the hellfire. But far more than that, I think, what it's really about is the vindication of God. That in the midst of this chapter, there's this judgment scene, and everyone who's ever been alive will actually be gathered around God's throne, it says at the end of this chapter. And they will actually declare that God is still loving, is kind, is true, and is just. It doesn't matter which side of the fence you're on, everyone will actually just get to that point where they'll just say, wow, God is the most beautiful being in the universe. And I guess that's why he took the incredible step to send his son into the world. To actually rescue those who would want to. And so that just shows the incredible depth of his love and of his care and the way he wants to pour that love upon us if we're willing to receive it.
Now, sometimes when we think about God being just, we think that he's excused because he knows everything. He can murder anyone he wants and fry people for billions of years. That's not what you're saying, is it?
No, not at all.
Just means he's pure.
That he's pure, that his actions all throughout Earth's history have actually been honourable and right, and that the lies spread against him are actually just that, they're lies. There's no truth, no foundation to the lies against God, and that rather what everyone will discover is that God can be trusted, that he is a being of great love and of great kindness and patience, and that he really wants what's best for all of us.
It's the most famous text in the entire script. Says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Whoever would believe in Jesus should never perish. They can have life that never ends. This Christmas, why not trust God? For if you've got large life questions, God sends his love.